So hello, welcome to my life. In this video I will tell you a little bit about little bit about how I want to structure my life, and a little bit about the future of this channel and how I want to implement my YouTube channel into my future plans. And I will tell you a little bit about why you should or could do the same to bring a little bit more structure and planning and more awareness and consciousness into your life. So hear me out. When I was in South Korea teaching little kids, I came up with a really deep thought. And this thought was that I have some ideas on how I want to structure my life. Like I have some ideas of what I want to achieve. I have some startup ideas. I had like my school. So I didn't had a concrete plan. I didn't had like a good overview about my life until now, until I created like the mind map of my life, like of the current situation I'm in, about what I want to achieve, and about the choices and decisions I can possibly have, and I have to do if I do some decisions. So the decision-making process and the evaluation of this principle and of the system is is the following. I have here on the top right, I have the legend of the different lines and the connection. We have the normal task fields. So these task fields are like general tasks I have to do if I do a decision, and after the decision, what are the tasks that are coming to me. I have the required lines, like the straight lines without dots, and I have the dotted line, which means the potential. I potentially could do it, but it needs effort and it needs my own willpower to actually do it. So the required ones are the must-dos, and the potential ones are the could-dos. This is in conclusion. So I craved a plan where I can see all the decisions that are available for me. And therefore, I came up with this plan with my current situation I'm currently in and the future possibilities that are open to me that I can take, but I don't have to take them. So they are the potential ones, the potential decisions. I say all of this is possible. The results of my decisions are based on assumptions. So I can end up somewhere completely elsewhere, of course, but it's a general structure, so it doesn't conclude everything, every little single possibility. Of course not. I am self-employed right now. Not actually. I wanted to be. It's a kind of mixture. I'm financially not set up enough to be completely self-employed currently, but I see myself as a self-employed because I structure every aspect of my life currently by myself, which takes a lot of effort. So you have to do your financials yourself, you have to do the living yourself, you have to do many aspects of your life yourself. And the financial ones is, of course, the biggest one. So it takes a lot of effort to really live on your own by the products and the information and the knowledge you create and what you provide. And I think this is really the knocking point where a lot of people are setting these goals, but they are not accepting the fact that they really have to put in all energy, like all of you have, like the full energy and the full day and a lot of effort to really realize these goals and to provide and to actually create something that is exceptional, not only average, but exceptional, because the market is really bloated. The market is bloated, so a lot of products are out there. So we crave, the humans, the society is craving something new and something exceptional that they can relate to, because everybody likes freedom, everybody likes independence. These kind of topics and this kind of content is getting really into the mind of an average person. So I will explain you a little bit about my map now. So my mind map, my life map, the map of my life is structured into 3 different parts. This is the work part as an employee, so as an employed person, alive in not only the university, but over the university, before working or before living independent, and the life as a self-employed. The life as a self-employed, of course, can be coming after your work life and after the university. It's not like these 3 stages are erase each other. So actually, I didn't tell you before about that, but I'm in fashion school right now. I just made a break of 1 year to get a little bit of awareness to my life and to broaden my sight and to actually think about this, what I'm telling you right now. And therefore, I made this kind of gap year where I'm traveling a little bit and I work a little bit, and I think a bit about how I structure my life, which is the essence of this kind of graphic. And I have to finish this kind of school, which takes me 1 more year, which I finish in 2025. And after that, I have the possibility to straight do self-employed. I will straight have to figure out everything on my own, which I will mainly focusing on social media and writing, of course, because I have to write my scripts, I have to write my blog, which I use for my videos as a kind of ground structure. And the tasks that are coming to me are like the skill set that is required to do social media, the skill set is required to be a writer and to be an entrepreneur, and a lot of scientific research. Of course, a lot of research to help out people that have not enough time to actually do the research. University, of course, I can go to university after I finish my fashion school. Therefore, I came up with 3 major university fields that I'm interested in heavily, and I spend a lot of time and free time, and almost all of my free time in, which is computer science, which is biotechnology, and fashion. So why computer science? Computer science because it's an accessible market. It's so accessible. Everybody nowadays can get into this kind of science. So computer science is really attractive for a lot of people in mainly in third world countries, of course, too, because it does not require anything. Everybody can do software development. Hardware development, of course, is way harder, but software development is accessible for everybody. So apps, websites, all of these kind of software. So we have a little bit of a loaded market about that, but I see a lack in more accessible technology in terms of privacy, in terms of open source, in terms of market accessibility. Therefore, I came up with LivInPatch app, which you can check out all on my website. But why biotechnology? So this is a little bit more complicated. I came up with a startup called Neurobics. So Neurobics is about the brain. Neuro, of course, is your brain and the neurons, which I want to get more accessible to computer technology. So the computer is thinking in their own way, the brain is thinking in their own way, but they are not right now really compatible with each other. So the real life and the digital life, there's chips that are still separate next to each other. But in the future, more and more, the computer world, the computer science is getting into every aspect in every field in our life, in the school system, in the traffic system, in the agricultural system. The market and the industries, the lobbies, they are recognizing the many advantages of having a system and the computer system included in their current system and expanded. And so I thought of a little bit more abstract one and a little bit more complicated way, which is the neurotechnology and brain-machine interfaces. So brain-machine interfaces, the brain, it's the most interesting thing about the human I have ever discovered in my whole life. I think the brain is the most capable organ. Of course, we develop our world only from our brains. So stepping into this kind of world and expanding it and making a more accessible technology, I think this kind of fusion together will develop the human race, develop the human development, the human evolution to a next level. So this is a thing I really keep my eye on. This is a thing I really try to achieve. Try to my lifetime a little bit into this kind of scientific field, which of course includes neuroscience, biology, and computer science. And now I come to the third major field, study field, which is fashion. Of course, this will, why fashion? Of course, because I am at a fashion school. This is the most logical thing that will come after my fashion school. For example, my parents would expect me to go into fashion school, of course, and it would make sense because I went there for 3 years. It was a private school. I had to pay it. Not me, but my parents, but I paid a part of it. And so the fashion, to taking a fashion university, take fashion lessons and learn a little bit more about that will step up my game and will get me into, get me the possibility of higher standards in my wage, for example, or also the stage I will come into a company. So I will talk a little bit about the fashion aspect. Of course, after I will finish the fashion university, I have 2 more possibilities. I can do my own fashion brand, or I can join another fashion brand, which I already have decided to where I wanted to go. 023C in English. It's officially a German clothing brand, which I really admire. I like their style. I like their magazine. I like their legacy. Therefore, this is what I'm looking forward to do if I'm going the fashion way. If I'm going the more creative way. I like creative work. I like how I like to present myself. I like the objective of me being a person who provides other people's outer apparel, and therefore the goal of outer apparel, of course, is to influence unconsciously another person. For example, if they want to influence other people, for example, if they want to get other people to like you. Clothing is a kind of speech. Clothing is a kind of language. We speak to each other when we see each other. It's the first impression. So I wanted to, my objective would be to make sure that other people can. I also can search for other small fashion businesses, other small companies that I like and their style, and if I like their style. So coming back to the computer science, as a self-employed to make startups about computer science, as a self-employed to make startups about neurotechnology or biotechnology, I have to, of course, create my own company, make an GmbH in Germany. That's the usual company name. I have to learn, of course, lifelong. There's always improvement. There's always something I have to improve, something I have to fix, something I have to change. I need co-workers, of course. I think it will get too hard to do everything on my own. So conclude everything, I will come with the major problem right now. And you should help me with this too. This is the reason why I make this video. Please help me with the following decision-making process, because I will not be able to do everything. I cannot do the fashion school, I cannot do the university and the self-employment, because I have to limit myself. For example, if I go to university, I have to focus only on study and cannot do so much social media and writing. If I'm going to do the fashion way, then I have to learn how to sew and how to make the patterns. It's almost impossible to be a fashion designer and a computer science startup entrepreneur in the same time. Also in social media, like an influencer, being an influencer and a startup company owner is also, I think, not compatible with each other. So I have to limit myself in every way to really create something exceptional. I have to put in all of my effort and all of my thoughts into one project to make it work pretty good. and maybe after I set myself up and have a little bit of an like a financial cushion where I can relax myself onto, I can like shift my focus a little bit away from the current task. I think I have to limit myself on a specific past and also limit my thoughts on this past and really be focused and do the deep work on only one topic so I can make it really good. So to conclude everything, different behavior means different output. The past influences the future. The work you're doing right now is that matters the most. The current moment is the moment that matters the most. The current moment is the one you have to put everything into to like you have these kind of two ways in your life. The one is more the dependent one and the other one is the more independent one. If you're not putting in all your effort, if you're not putting in all your awareness, your energy, your focus, then you have to be a more dependent person. And if you put in all of the energy, if you're putting all of your focus and your strength into expanding your field of knowledge, expanding your field of business possibilities, and getting the skill sets, then you have more possibilities to get out of this rut and to be more independent. Of course, independent and freedom is a more subjective kind of topic. It's hard to talk about because for everybody, freedom is something different. But for me, freedom and self-determined life and an independent life is based on I think in terms of money and financial freedom, which means you don't have to work for another company, so you can set your time schedule yourself. So I hope you can understand my channel, my videos, and my whole mission a little bit better, and can relate to it more, and understand my random videos, inspire you too to make this kind of graph. I will put a stock canvas into my description so you can put in everything of your life into it, in your current situation, to evaluate your kind of way of the life of the possible choices and challenges that you are facing in the future. And yeah, the last thing I have to say is, of course, always push through pain. The current moment is the most valuable moment. Make it a good one.